Prosecutors have filed 2 new charges against a former city manager accused of stealing from Bell, California's funds. Robert Rizzo is already facing more than 50 felony counts and is one of 8 current and former city officials appearing in court today. Rizzo, you've heard a lot about him on this show, was paid an annual salary of $1.5 million to run the tiny city. It is time to let the Willis watchdogs out. Larry Wingett is the pit bull of personal development in Phoenix. Paul Westcott is the host of White House Brief. And Kimberly Guilfoyle is the host of Breaking News and a Fox News legal analyst. Kimberly, got to start us off.
Unbelievable. I love, though, that we're finding out about this corruption. It's like you pull back the curtain and the Wizard of Oz isn't there, but the Wizard of Corruption. And they basically were holding court in Bell. They should get the book thrown at them. No prosecutor should plea bargain these cases whatsoever, or they should be thrown out of town, too. You've got to set an example.
I love that, Paul.
Well, you know what scares me about this case? This was randomly found by an LA Times reporter. So now it's all of a sudden popping up. I have to wonder what else is going on, especially, I mean, this is a tiny town with a median income of $35,000. I mean, the amount of corruption in other cities around there must be crazy.
Larry, are we just getting started here?
I hope not. I'm afraid that might be the case, though. I'm sure there's a lot of corruption at the local level that we never find out about. We sort of found out about this one by accident. These are bad guys, pure and simple. I hope there's a way to liquidate their assets and get some of this money back. I feel sorry for the people who voted them in. They're probably embarrassed, and I hope they get the book thrown at them, too.
Anybody in Bell, California, right? Well, here's another corruption story. Auditors say the New Jersey Turnpike Authority wasted $43 million. In one case, an employee earned nearly $322,000 when all bonuses were included. Paul?
Well, anybody who lives in the New York area, you know that this is a problem. Obviously, when it takes, 14 years to build a tunnel, there's got to be something going on. And I think the biggest problem that's happening here is we're seeing the waste now uncovered, and I think the residents of Bell actually had a good idea. They went to the town hall and they stormed it. That's what people should be doing in cities across America. Say, give us our money back.
Give us our money back. Kimberly?
Yes, this is part of actually an encouraging trend that people are going to try and do these investigations and see where the corruption is and root it out, whether it's in excesses, over expenditures, bowling leagues, $10,000 parties and no one attends there. I mean, seriously, I'm in the wrong job. It's just like a party all the time over there in New Jersey. So this is no surprise, but again, we're scratching the surface.
Larry, I think that people are shocked by what they see once they really get into this. It's like, pulling the carpeting back and seeing a lot of bugs. You know what I mean?
Oh, big bugs.
I do know what you mean. And imagine what kind of crap these people are going to take, these toll booth attendants, as people drive through and scream at them about all this stuff. We have to remember, though, this is a two-way street. A union has to represent their employees, and the union that represents the employees and puts the employer on the verge of bankruptcy did not do a good job. The other thing is that it's a contract. 2 people on both sides. Somebody had to ask, and somebody had to agree. So there's a lot of stupidity to pass around this deal.
Yeah, we got a lot of that. Missing some other stuff, but we've got the stupidity. All right, next story. A third-year law student at Boston College is asking for a tuition refund in return for not getting a diploma. Writing in an anonymous letter, she said, "I'm willing to leave law school without a degree at the end of the semester. In return, I would like a full refund of tuition I've paid over the last 2.5 years." Larry, this woman is crazy, I think.
Oh, this one ticks me off like you wouldn't believe. Here we've got some person who she's a shining star in the crown of the entitlement generation. That's for darn sure. She wants a guaranteed money back, bail me out do-over because she doesn't like how it's turning out. She made an investment in her education, and investments sometimes come with a risk. In fact, all the time, and this one didn't work out for her. It works out that way a lot. We've got soldiers right now who sign up to be in the Army, and now they're laying in a ditch, dodging bullets, probably sitting back going, this is not what I had in mind at all. But that's the way it works. You make your decisions and you take your lumps. That's how it is.
Right. And those, look, the soldiers are taking big lumps. You can't even compare it. Kimberly, what do you make of this woman? Should she get her money back?
No, she shouldn't. Seriously, go back to community college, get it together, and apply yourself. Don't party so much. Focus. Go to the library. Where does she want me to get started? It's part of this CBG, crybaby generation. They want their hand held. They want straight A's, or they're going to tell their parents on you. I can't take it.
Paul?
Now, I'm not going to defend her, but as part of the crybaby generation, what I will say, though, is the fact that we, in all honesty, lawyers are having a tough time coming out of law school. Anybody who tells me I want to be a lawyer just because I'm going to easily get a job is out of their mind at this point. Nobody is hiring at any of these big firms, even if you finish the top quarter of your class at this point. I've got friends who are having problems getting jobs. So, I mean, a lawyer's not guaranteed anything. There's no guarantees.
What's that, Larry?
No one feels sorry for a lawyer.
I know. Yeah, they just sort of suck the money off the top of everything, don't they? All right, except for people we know who are lawyers and who are very nice.
Winners.
Yes. Now I'm in trouble. Next story. A racy photo shoot for the men's magazine GQ features 3 Glee cast members, and the girls are scantily clad in their underwear and short skirts. Some parents call it pedophilia. All 3 actors are in their 20s. Larry, what do you make of this story?
This one bothers me too, because you have a parenting group throwing around dangerous words like pedophilia, and they shouldn't. These are grown women, 24 years old, posing in a men's magazine. And what the parenting groups need to understand is perhaps they should be better parents to make sure that their kids, number one, aren't looking at GQ, and maybe they ought to reconsider Glee is not really a show for their children, and they ought to look at how they parent, because maybe they shouldn't let their children admire and have actresses be their role models.
Kimberly.
Well, that is a whole lot on the grocery list there. I mean, the reality is kids are at the supermarket. This is on the cover. They're going to see it. I personally don't watch Glee, but just about everyone else I know does. I'm familiar with it, the whole deal. It's very popular. The whole point is supposed to be high school, but yeah, right. It's about as high school-y as like Gossip Girl and 90210 are. They're more adult in many ways. So he's got a point. Maybe don't let him watch it, but I don't know. We can't like monitor secret police.
It is hard. It's hard for parents out there, Paul.
Well, it is, and you know what though? I've never seen the show before, but I think I will now. I mean, I saw this.
Oh,
I saw this GQ. It's sort of. I'm saying, well, maybe I will actually watch it now. But I would say the big problem with this is really coming from that parenting group. Once again, I mean, watch your kids. You have to be able to watch your kids. You have to be responsible for them and what they're looking at, and that's the bottom line.
Maybe it's because they're parents of the crybaby generation that they're having.
That's
right.
the thing. It's all muddied up together.
All right, guys. Thanks for your help today. Great job, Larry, Paul, Kimberly. Glad to be here. All right, I hope you're sitting down because my next statement is really going to shock you. Fannie and Freddie are asking for more money. I'll give you my 2 cents more on these monstrosities digging further into our pockets.